Hey, yo, what is good with you? It's your boy Travis Kinley coming back to you with another one. And this is our last episode of the Money Series. I hope I've offered some useful content for you, not intended to be exhausted by any measure, but just intended to get the ball rolling, to get your mind sparking and etc. So for this last episode, it was important for me to talk a little bit about running a healthy business and setting the foundation for what a healthy business is. What does it look like? Okay. So generally speaking, there are usually when people start talking about health, they break the idea down into certain aspects. Okay. So for the sake of this episode, we're going to break the idea of health, just the idea of health down into three aspects. The first is nutrition. Okay, what are you feeding yourself? What do they say? Garbage in, garbage out, right? So what are you feeding yourself? The first is nutrition, right? The second is strength, physical health, okay? And the third is mental health, your mind, all right? Now you might be thinking, golly, it sounds like we're talking about the actual human body. Maybe you remember me mentioning in one of the previous episodes, I consider a business a life entity, a living organization, right? It is not something that's dead, or hopefully your business is not something that's dead, but I consider a business to be a living entity. It is something that in a way lives, breathes, and has the ability to move, right? It has a level of life to it. Now, of course, I'm not a fool. It's not an organism. I get it. But it has this, it has some of the essence, some of the nature of a life form. So that's why I'm putting these aspects of a healthy business into terms of nutrition, physical strength, and mental strength, okay? Mental health, okay? Mental strength, cognitive strength, all right? So you might be saying, well, how do these things actually relate? So I've actually created kind of a, what does it mean, right? So nutrition equals sales. It equals business. Essentially, if you run a business, you are selling something. You are offering some sort of service. Rappers and entertainers offer entertainment, right? Doctors offer health care, okay? The garbage man, the garbage company, they offer services of taking your trash away, okay? GoPro offers, camera technology and etc. All right. So everyone offers something. They want to sell something. You don't have a business if you're not selling anything. All right. So nutrition equals sales. Let's roll through nutrition first. And now in the context of my job, lease drivers, right? Because primarily I'm only a rookie, so I can't really talk to you about what it's like leasing everywhere. I don't have that experience. So in the context of leasing at Prime, all right, nutrition is taken care of by Prime. If you haven't taken the ACE2 class to go lease, then this is new information for you. If you've taken the class, you understand this, or maybe you just understand this. There are essentially three entities that are playing a part in the transportation service for lease drivers. The first is who provides the freight, Prime. The second is who is providing truck services. It is Success Leasing. And the third is who is transporting the freight, and that is the driver, that is the LLC or the person, whatever the case may be, okay? So nutrition is provided for by Prime. Prime is doing the sales, the networking with business partnerships and etc. We don't really need to discuss much of that at all. We depend on that for Prime. Now, if you're thinking about being an owner-op, that is a totally different ball game. I can recommend you to Holland Assets. It's one of my favorite podcasts for trucking. I just really appreciate Holland Assets and what they do and the type of content that they offer. Holland Assets has a few different episodes I know in the past regarding fostering business relationships. How do you get those business relationships and start hauling freight for people? And as a rookie, even when you're first starting out, how do you grow that network and then foster that network, take care of that network? But in terms of us at Prime, Prime is taking care of our nutritional value, what's being fed in the sales, right? And we don't much have to worry about that. pretty much just be grateful that Prime is a professional company and they're taking care of that. We're doing all right, right? Now let's talk about physical health, okay? So your physical health is represented by the systems, okay? It's kind of like you think you go to the gym, people who go to the gym, Travis don't go to the gym. I have a little workout routine though, but people who go to the gym, they kind of have a routine. It's leg day, it's arm day, it's back and legs, it's arm and neck. I don't know. You know, I'm just playing. But, you know, they have certain systems that they go through at the gym. You don't just go through the gym, pick your favorite thing and like, you know, just start doing a bunch of random exercises and walk out. If you want to be really successful in the long run, you need to become systematic. You need to start doing the same thing, right? Our physical health has to do with our systems in place in business as well. How are we doing the same thing? Now, this is something that is our responsibility, excuse me. Let me give you a few examples. I don't want to bust a bubble on that, but a few examples on systems that we take care of as far as running our business are things such as, are you systematic when you're thinking about fueling? All right. Last episode, was that last episode? I got the orders mixed up in my head. I think it was episode 3. We talked about increasing revenue and profit. Excuse me, y'all. We talked about, it's right here in front of me. No, that was the last episode. That's the one that drops today. It's so weird when you schedule things. But we're talking about maximizing revenue and profit, okay? So what dropped yesterday in revenue and profit, of course, I talked about fueling, okay? It's the most expensive variable cost that you're going to have every week, unless you run through tolls like it's nobody's business. I think it's impossible to do that. But it's the most expensive variable cost you're going to have every week. Are you systematic in nature in how you're fueling? Or are you random with it? Okay? That's going to affect the health of your business. If you get a system on how you fuel, some people are like, I send Mac 27s every single morning. Some people, it's just a certain system. Every single morning before I wake up, I think about in which direction that I'm running. I send a Mac 27. It spits out the recommendation. I look at fuel and services, and I look at where that recommendation is. I look at the price of that recommendation, and I look at my fuel tank, and I see, can I go a little further and find anything that's cheaper? Can I stop a little earlier and get something that's cheaper that's actually going to jump me to another cheaper fuel spot around the same base price as the first one I'm stopping at, that's going to save me money in the long run? Can I get to the 90 like that? You got to be systematic in nature. Another system that's going to affect the health of your business is how you pre-trip. Get systematic in your pre-trip. I didn't mean to get so strong. I'm sorry. Let me relax. Get systematic in your pre-trip. Don't randomly do things as you pre-trip. Eventually, you should get to a point where you can kind of hum a tune while you pre-trip, because it's almost like second nature, right? You're looking, you're zooming out, you're zooming in, you're looking at the big picture, you're getting detail oriented on smaller things, you're going under the truck in certain spaces, you're going under the trailer at certain spaces, you're doing a big walk around at certain spaces, you're popping the hood at a certain time. Get systematic in your pre-trip so that you're catching things, so that you're making sure that you're really paying attention to certain things. Maybe you have certain weak spots that need to get fixed in the next couple weeks. Get systematic in your pre-trip, your post-trips, your vehicle inspections, so that you are catching things before they explode on the road, right? You don't need to wait for a hose to pop. Maybe you catch a hose that's dry, right? You don't need to wait for that thing to pop and spill radiator fluid everywhere, right? Coolant, you catch it while you're doing an inspection in the parking lot of a TA or something of that nature, okay? This is physical health. The physical health of your truck is directly connected to the health of your business, okay? If you're just running, and this goes for company drivers too. I just always feel like I need to mention that. Some company drivers roll, this ain't my truck, so it is what it is. Just kind of run it till the wheels fall off. Look, that's going to affect the health of your income. Right? Maybe you're not running a business, but nevertheless, lease drivers, it's even more important to us, because literally your truck is your crop. Your truck is the field. It is the location in which things grow that you sell. Okay, we're not handling sales, but we need to help Prime. Okay, if a large number of us aren't taking care of trucks, it's going to affect how Prime can sell, because people are going to start saying, look, y'all are consistently late to these appointments. We need folks that are going to be on time and handle business well. All right. So listen, nutrition, that sales, Prime takes care of that. Then we have physical health, and that is our systematic nature. How are we doing things? Are we keeping track well with numbers? Are we fueling well? Are we taking care of our vehicle? Just all of the systems. How are we handling hours of service? Y'all know I got a little intense on my YouTube channel as far as hours of service go. Okay. How are we handling hours of service? Are we systematic in nature on how we handle that? Or are we sporadic and random? And, sometimes I run out of hours, occasionally, not far too, we'll say two occasionally. It is two occasional instances in which I need a repower. I'm not really taking care of things. Maybe I'm just a systematic person by nature, but everything on my YouTube channel is intended to be my perspective, as Kinley's perspective. All right. So that's physical health. All right. The last part, again, nutrition. Then we got physical health. We have mental health. Our mental health is our systems. All right. Think, you have intellectual intelligence. You also have what some refer to as emotional intelligence. How well are we able to manage our emotions under stress, under pressure? Why does this matter? Your mental health is directly connected to your business health, because you have your emotional intelligence. Your mental health plays a role in how you handle situations while you're driving. Okay? Let's be real. There's a little buzz going around Prime right now about our CSA score. Don't you think that might have something to do with our mental health a little bit? Have something to do with our emotional intelligence, right? If we're running like wild people and we're not keeping good following distance, we're getting in wrecks, we're pulling in way stations, we're not paying attention to tandems. Part of that's physical health, but part of that's emotional intelligence. Part of that's mental health, right? Are some of us just in such a rush and so I'm just too tired, I'm oversleeping, I'm in such a rush when I wake up, and we got to hurry up, log an inspection, I don't have time to do, You have to provide a service that is taken care of well. All right. Your emotional intelligence, your mental health plays a role in your personal CSA score. All right. Your personal safety score is going to play a role in that. All right. Are you tailgating people and you're raging all the time? I get sometimes we get upset while we're driving, but if you're the type of person you're constantly raging day in and day out, you got to stay calm, cool, calm, and relaxed sometimes, man. Somebody cuts you off. Look, folks are going to cut you off. When you wake up in the morning, you start driving, people are going to cut you off. I get upset sometimes too. And I'm like, come on, car. I like to call people by car. Blue car, red truck. Come on, red truck, Come on, green minivan. Let's go, But I'm not raging to the point where it's like seriously affecting my emotional intelligence, right? I don't feel like I need to get revenge on vehicles sometimes and ride their bumper. Man, just back it up, man. I'm not going to get there that much earlier. Okay? These things are going to affect your business health because people are looking at that. They're examining what's your CSA score as a business. How on time are you all? How are your drivers handling freight, right? How are they systematic in nature? Are they generally on time? They're looking at the big picture when they look at us as a company. So also Prime looks at the big picture when they're looking at our businesses, right? When they're looking at us individually as well. You just want to run a healthy business because it's going to affect your pocket. Okay? It's going to affect your pocket. Maybe one day you want to be an owner op. People are really examining that. Now, how long have you been in business, right? I got a friend who's an owner op. He says that's a motivating factor. It's an influential factor, rather, when you're trying to sell your business as a transportation service. They want to know how long you've been in business. All right. If you're not consistent, you'll be inconsistent with how you haul freight too and how long you haul freight. Right? And I'm not an owner operator. I can't speak to that. But as a lease driver, the health of my business, these factors greatly effect. One of them is handled by Prime. Nutrition, sales is handled by Prime. I get it. But my physical health, my systematic nature, that's on me. All right. My mental health, that's on me. And how I'm doing as a sole proprietor, how I'm doing mentally is how my business does mentally. How I'm doing in a systematic manner, that's how my business does in a systematic manner. All right. So y'all listen, this money series has been great. I really enjoyed it. I hope you've been able to gather something, maybe even just one thing. Here's one thing I can do to improve my business. Or if I'm thinking about going lease, to be honest with you, I haven't always been a systematic person. It is a skill I had to teach myself. If you're thinking about going lease, maybe you need to say, how can I be more systematic? Okay. One more example, because I love being systematic. I'm sorry I jumped from conclusion back to the body for a second. When you take, what class was it? When you take one of the classes, I think it's ACE 2, they offer you a P&L, not expense sheet, a profit and loss sheet in Microsoft Excel. You can use Google Sheets if you need to use something free. Whatever the case may be, are you systematic in nature when you're looking at your numbers to see where can I save money? Right? Profit and loss. You don't want to lose. Where can I save money so that my profit is coming more to me? I don't just have a high revenue, but my net profit doesn't really look all that great. Right? You got to be systematic with it though. Otherwise, it's not going to wash out well. Sometimes you're recording things this way. Sometimes you write it down. Sometimes you put it in your phone. Sometimes you pull out your laptop. For me, if I fuel, I'm pulling my laptop out at the end of that shift. Before I get on personal time, my last thing I do after I check last thing I do after I check my vehicle out is I'm going to get on my laptop real quick. I'm going to input any numbers on P&L, input any numbers on expense sheet, then boom, finally I can get on my own time, check Facebook, YouTube, etc., etc. Right? But you got to get systematic with it. Can't be sporadic, can't be random. Okay? Get a system in place, implement that system, and decide you're going to be consistent with it. All right. Again, I hope y'all have gotten something out of this where I can implement this in what I do, even if it's just one small thing. I've really enjoyed this series. I'm so glad y'all have checked it out. Thank you all so much, everyone, for the subscribers. Look, I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers, and when I get to 2,000, I can get on Grapevine, okay? Grapevine is just his website I want to check out. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button right now. I super want to get on Grapevine. Please help me get on Grapevine. Listen, it's your boy Travis Kinley. Don't forget, if you're thinking about coming to Prime, you want to put my driver code down, KINTRA, it's in the description below. Mighty Network in the description below. Holla at us on Mighty Network. We're always, just kind of kicking it. Discord, we're kicking it even harder. We're just chatting all day. Holla at us. Okay, we got the Driver Hub podcast. I got another episode coming extremely soon that I just recorded a minute ago. I'm going to chop that up, edit it, and we're going to start doing some uploads and things of that nature. My contact information below. Give me a holla. Shoot me an email. I love getting the conversations and interacting with everyone. Listen, find you somebody to love. I love y'all. Don't forget, it's not about what you believe. It is why you believe it. And live free. Love y'all.